already making their
Members
decision.
of Congress introduced legislation this week to weaken the city's gun laws and restrict the council from regulating guns. What are your thoughts about this?
Terrible. Not only an infringement on home rule in the ultimate sense, but what the federal provisions would do is legalize assault weapons, would take away the registration system for guns in the city, lead us into conceal and carry weapons on the street. This is a unique city, Kojo. If any city deserves a good balance between safety and the Second Amendment rights, it is Washington, D.C. And I'm very troubled by what has happened with the whole issue of voting rights. Congresswoman Norton fought really hard for voting rights. She was ultimately
and frankly,
convinced.
Tom and I and others pushed her to accept the bill with the gun amendments.
Well, I didn't push her. I said that why not get the vote and then fight to get the gun amendments off?
Well, what people have to understand is, unfortunately, under the Constitution, the Congress has plenary power over the district. That means they can do anything they want at any time. So right now what's happened, we've lost the voting rights, perhaps for a long, long time, and now we have Senator McCain and Tester introducing a gun bill. And I've heard a radio report this morning that there's going to be a lot of momentum behind that gun bill. So at the end of the day, we may very well be left with a situation with no voting rights and no
onerous gun law
and no gun provisions.
But
that
this
are
is why
satisfactory.
Well, it's up to Democratic leaders in the House to schedule the bill for floor consideration, and it's the opinion that I just heard this morning is that they're not likely to do that.
Well, I just don't know. If the NRA decides this will be what is called a scored vote, that is a vote that is important to the NRA, what's happened in the past is the Democrats and the Republicans have scattered, and voting rights, Kojo, are so important. I see it every day in terms of how the district is handled. And I support Congresswoman Norton's efforts here. Let's get the voting rights. We need to get the voting rights.
So you
No voting rights.
would have gotten the vote. You would have taken voting rights with this federal gun law amendment attached.
I would have supported the Congresswoman on this because she
Right.
is up on the Hill. She talks to people. She knows what's happening. And I would have gone behind. I think what happened as a result of the dispute within the council by certain members is that it presented a picture of disunity.
Yes, it did.
And I think it hurt Congresswoman Norton's efforts here